Hello everybody, welcome back to another Fantasy Wax Melts new releases video. I am so excited for today's release. Today is Friday, July 19th, and we are getting into the fall scents. Fall is where I feel like I shine in life, in scent making. It is my favorite season. I am so excited to share these two collections with you guys. So like I said, today the release is going to go live on our Etsy shop at 3 p.m. Central Time. I will have the link down below, as well as our TikTok, our Instagram, and our Facebook group. I would definitely be sure to join, if you're going to join any of those, the Facebook group, because that is where I push out the most information. So I would definitely join that. But of course, follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram if you're not already. I post on there all the time as well. So let's jump into the two new collections. The first is a mini collection, and these are all going to be available individually. They are all snap bars, and they are all based around my personal favorite authors' books. I did an ACOTAR collection last year, and last year. And I loved doing that, but I really think it'd be fun to kind of pick a favorite author and just kind of do a collection based around their books. I have a lot of ideas in mind, but definitely let me know if there's any authors you would like to see a full collection of their books down below. I was thinking Stephen King, but that might be a little intense. I'd have to pick my favorites. We'll see. But this is Riley Sager, and Riley Sager has 7 books out right now. So there's 7 snap bars here. In no particular order, let's get started. First, we have Final Girls. Girls is just pumpkin pretzel latte. Pumpkin pretzel latte is a single oil, but it is such a beautiful, it feels like a blend. It's just a beautiful oil. Pumpkin pretzel latte. It is exactly what I envision when I think of like fall coffee, other than pumpkin spice, of course. It's just so good. The pretzel, if you're not a fan of pretzel, this pretzel is not super overpowering at all. It very much, to me, leans a little bit more of a sweeter coffee scent. But it is just divine. I've had this in a blend before, a few blends before, and I just thought, you know what, let's do a single oil because it's just so good. And if you like this in a blend, you're going to like it on its own. So that is Final Girls. Up next, we have my personal favorite. This is Home Before Dark. Not only is this my favorite book, but I really wanted to make this blend something that felt just so good. Like, I just was so proud of it and so excited for it. I'm using 2 oils that I've never used before, and I'm so excited. This is a blend of pumpkin donuts, maple bourbon, and pretzel. This is so good, you guys. The pumpkin donuts, I've never used the pumpkin donuts oil before. It is amazing. The maple bourbon is out of this world, especially blended with the pretzel. I feel like they just mesh together so well, like they were made for each other. This is just so, so good. So that is Home Before Dark. Next up, we have House Across the Lake. I'm saying the colors, but this one is in yellow. I tried to match the colors to the covers of the books. This is, I don't even want to talk about this. This oil, this was our first collection release back in 2020. We did a scary movie collection. It was 4 scents. This was the Friday the 13th, the Camp Crystal Lake scent. I have been trying to find this oil again for years, you guys, for years. I went back through all of my records, and the supplier changed the name, so I could not find it. And finally, I just sat there and I scrolled through hundreds and hundreds and thousands, it felt like, of fragrance oils that I've purchased to see if I could find it. They changed the name. I found it. It was the Friday the 13th scent. This is musk, amber, and patchouli. It smells so divine. I was making it. Brian, my husband, asked for a loaf. I also think I personally am going to make myself a loaf. Like, he wants a loaf just for his office. Like, he wants it to be melted in there 24/7. This is so good. I'm so excited that I found the oil because it's just so masculine, but it has like this weird like aquatic note to it too, but it's like a deep masculine scent. That muskiness, oh my God. I'm just so grateful I found this oil again. I'm not kidding. It's amazing. You need to try this. Next, we have Lock Every Door. This one's in kind of like a brighter pink. This is a really fun blend. So this isn't necessarily fall, but I really felt like it'd be fun to toss in here, especially because it just in my head made sense. It is pink sugar, blue sugar, and cake batter. I love pink sugar. I love blue sugar. I love when they're blended together. I just feel like they go together so well. Maybe they're meant to. And then I added that cake batter in, and I just felt like that really rounded out the scent there. It is so good. It's just the perfect mix, and that cake batter really adds a decadent kind of underlying base note to this. It is so good. So that is Lock Every Door. Next is the newest book. This is Middle of the Night. And again, for this one, I also did a single scent oil because this is one of my most popular single scent oils and I love to bring it back all of the time because it's so good. It's zucchini pumpkin bread. It is a single scent. It is not zucchini bread and pumpkin bread. It is just one single scent together. It is so good. If you are a zucchini bread lover and you have not tried this, where have you been? It's amazing. I think I need to add this to like a future pre-order and make myself two, not just one, but two loaves of this, because I absolutely love it. It adds that little bit of spice from the zucchini bread, a little bit of spice from the pumpkin bread. I'm not kidding when I say this is probably my favorite collection. It's just so stinking good, and that is Middle of the Night. Next we have Survive the Night. This one is a blend of espresso, blackberry jam butter cookies, and Palo Santo. If I can toss Palo Santo in anywhere, and blackberry jam butter cookies and espresso, I think I'm going to, and especially all three together, amazing. I think espresso and Palo Santo blended together are just so good. It's like a masculine coffee in the weirdest way. But then that blackberry jam butter cookies just adds like the extra little zing that you need. It is, this one is so good. So that is Survive the Night. And then last for the little mini Riley Sager collection, we have The Only One Left. How freaking fitting. This one is Vanilla Butter Fudge, Vanilla Bean Noel, and Pie Crust. Again, not necessarily a fall scent, but a really good anytime scent, especially if you're not really into like the spices or the fall blends. This could be a great one to have because it just gives me that, like, I feel like I've been doing this a lot lately with collections, adding in just like a really nice basic blend, but it's really good for just everybody. And that's this. It's so good. The Vanilla Butter Fudge in this is just absolutely fantastic. I think the Vanilla Butter Fudge blended with the pie crust is just creating this wonderful blend. And then the Vanilla Bean Noel is just, of course, it adds everything. It always adds just like a little extra something to a blend. So that is The Only One Left. That is all of the snap bars for the Riley Sager collection. Let's go ahead and move on to the Fall Bucket List collection. So I thought, kind of like as an intro to fall blends and fall scents and fall collections, a fall bucket list collection would be really fun. So I went ahead and created one. Let's jump into it. Up first, we have Visit a Pumpkin Patch in a little pumpkin shape. And in this one, I kind of tried to create a pumpkin pie blend, and I feel like I succeeded. It is pumpkin pie spice, whipped cream, and pie crust. I think it's pretty great. The pumpkin spice in this is just so good. Again, I feel like I need a loaf of, like, I need a loaf of everything fall. Like I said, I live, breathe, eat, live, laugh, love fall. It's amazing. And this is just so good. If you love the smell of pumpkin pie, this is a good one. We have stock up on fall scents. Look at this emerald green color. It is so beautiful, and it's in our snap bar shape. I tried to kind of combine like some of my favorite fall scents together, what I envisioned. So it's glazed donuts, cinnamon sugar donuts, and mulled cider. I adore mulled cider. Again, back in 2020 when we first started our shop, had mulled cider, I believe, in one of the first collections, and I didn't know what to expect, but it has become a favorite. It is so good. And then, of course, with the two donut scents, it's perfect. It's literally perfect. This is so good. That's why I made it a snap bar, because I was like, this needs to be available. Everybody needs to be able to get their hands on this because it is so stinking good. So that is stock up on fall scents. Next is go to a farmer's market. We did a 2-pack clouds in this gorgeous teal color. And for go to a farmer's market, I really wanted to kind of envision what they have at a farmer's market. So this is pumpkin pecan waffles, blueberry cobbler, and butter brickle. I love blueberry and pumpkin blended together. It's probably one of my like favorite fall blends. The blueberry pumpkin patch, don't worry, that's gonna be coming soon, is one of my favorites. And this is just so good. This is just so good. I love blueberry and pumpkin together. Again, probably gonna need a loaf of this one. This is so good. Like, it's, go to a farmer's market, please. Yes, please. Next up, we have a new kind of little set. This is Play in Leaves, and this is a 3-piece kind of like fall autumnal set. It'll come with 1 leaf, 1 acorn, and 1 pumpkin. And realistically, I feel like you could cut these in half too and get more melts out of this one. So this is Play in Leaves. It is, of course, leaves type, cider lane type, and pumpkin pecan waffles. I love leaves. Oh, and I love cider lane. This is so good. The leaves and the cider lane blended together are just phenomenal. So fall. So this, like, to me smells quintessential fall. I love this one. So this is Play in Leaves. Next up, we have Make Caramel Apples in our 2-pack donuts. And this is a blend of mac apple and spiced caramel cake. when I tell y'all, this one is so good. I love spiced caramel cake, and I am a huge fan of Mac Apple. I just love a crisp apple scent, and I feel like this is such a good scent for me for like September, like when the kids are back in school. That's what it reminds me of. This is so good. The spiced caramel cake does kind of tone down that Mac Apple just a little bit. It adds like a little bit more of a bakery cakey layer to it, which is really nice, but the Mac Apple still does shine. So if you are a fan of Mac Apple, this still does shine in the blend. But it is very bakery, and I make caramel apples. As you guys can clearly tell, I'm very excited. Next up is Have a Bonfire in our 2-pack tarts. This is a blend of Bonfire Bliss and Toasted Mallow. I had to add the Toasted Mallow to Bonfire Bliss, not because it's overpowering at all. It does smell like firewood almost, but a very kind of calmed down, not necessarily smoky firewood, just kind of like the fire has died down, but that scent is still kind of lingering. But I wanted to add the Toasted Mallow just to add a little extra like fluffy kind of sweetness to this, I guess, and it's really good. And it's just really good. Like, this is really good. This kind of smells a little masculine. Love that one. Have a Bonfire. Next up, we have Go on a Hayride. This is in our XL Snap Bars. The blend I've done before. I did this last year. This is Flannel Type and Warm Vanilla Sugar. I feel like Flannel Type on its own is amazing. Warm Vanilla Sugar, obviously, on its own is amazing. But blending these two together just really makes it a little extra special. It's just so good. Again, a little masculine, but you have that like Warm Vanilla Sugar to kind of keep it in the realm of like not overpowering. But it's just so stinking good. So that is Go on a Hayride. Next is Go to a Fair in our 2-pack Heart Waffles. And I wanted to do some fair scents that weren't, I've done fair scents in the past, but this is a little bit different. So this is a blend of apple fritters, salted caramel, and funnel cake. When I tell y'all, I'm just so excited. This is so good. The apple fritters is so good in this. The salted caramel just adds that like kind of like gooey layer to it. And then I love our funnel cake. I will always love our funnel cake. Again, that was one of the first scents we ever did. It was the It scent. I've loved it for years. It's just so good. So this is Go to the Fair. Next is Go Apple Picking in our Bunt. This one is also amazing. This is fresh baked bread, apple cinnamon, and pretzel. So good. I was making this one this morning. It's amazing. It's so good. And like, here's the thing. It's not very overpowering apple because the apple cinnamon oil is very much so a calmed down apple. But then you add that fresh baked bread in, which just really adds that bakery note. And then that pretzel, which adds like a salty, yeasty bread note. This one is so good. Like, so good. So that is Go Apple Picking. Next, we have Drink a PSL in our mini chunks. Of course, this is a blend of pumpkin spice latte and cafe C. Pumpkin spice latte, I wanted to do this alone, but I was like, no, I need to add another coffee note. I need to add something a little extra special. And I have been loving the cafe C oil. It's such a great coffee. It's amazing. Oh my gosh, this is so good. If you are a coffee fan, you are going to be obsessed with this. This is so good. Like a little sweet because of the pumpkin, a little spicy, but then it just really does smell like true coffee. That's Drink a PSL. Next, we have a bacon apple pie, and look at this. See how cute she is? I'm obsessed. This is in apple pie, caramel, and pie crust. So this is just straight caramel, not salted caramel, not buttery caramel, just straight caramel apple pie, which we just released in our 4th of July collection. I think it's sold out. It's amazing. And then, of course, pie crust, because you had to add it. So I tried to do a pumpkin pie, and I tried to do an apple pie. And I succeeded. I really did. This smells so good. The apple pie is calmed down, so it's not necessarily a spicy hot apple pie like that one is because of the caramel and the pie crust. It really makes it more of a bakery note, and that smooth caramel makes it really sweet. Oh my god, this one is so good. Bacon apple pie. This is amazing. And last but certainly not least, we have Watch Scary Movies. This is in our souffles, and each of them will get a different Halloween shape on top. This one just so happens to have a cute little ghosty. And this is a blend of apple strudel, glazed donuts, brown sugar, and funnel cake. If you guys have not realized, if you've watched all of my new release videos, if you follow Fantasy Wax, I don't tend to go beyond 3 scents in a blend because I really feel like you want to be able to smell all 3, you want to be able to distinguish them, so having more than 3 scents can sometimes be a little bit messy, I guess. Like, it just, like, all the scents kind of go together. I did 4 for this one because I needed to. It absolutely needed all 4 of these because the brown sugar just adds to that apple strudel and that glazed donuts. And then, of course, I had to add the funnel cake for a little extra, you know? This is probably my favorite blend. It's just so good. It's just so fall bakery delicious. Oh, this one is so, so good. So that is watch scary movies. That, my friends, is everything for our Fantasy Wax release today. It is a little bit intense, but I am so excited. As you guys know, like I've said 800 times, I love fall. I love it so much. It's one of my favorite seasons. I love everything about the scents. So I'm having such a good time coming up with blends and coming up with scents and collections for this fall season. I hope you guys are as excited as I am. Definitely let me know what blends you're most excited to pick up today. Go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.